think about another way to make your personal narratives as clear and as readable as possible. So, one thing that you might do to make your narrative clearer and easier for readers to understand is adding some transitional words and phrases. These are words and phrases that help the reader connect events and ideas in a story and just ensure that your sentences and your paragraphs flow smoothly. So, we're going to spend some time talking about some words that you could use. This is not a list of every one of these transition words that will work. This is just a list to help get some ideas flowing. And so one of the words or one of the types of transitional words that we're going to think about is words that show the sequence of events, so the order and time passage in your writing. And some words that you might think about using are words like first, next, then, words like finally, later, eventually, at last, meanwhile, or suddenly. And those are words that will help show like passage of time or the order that things might happen. When you think about words that you're going to use, make sure that you're choosing words that are words that sound like things that you would use. Words that capture sense of voice is part of what we've been working on. Think about words that sound like things that you might use. So those are some words that you might use for sequencing. And then the other type of words that we might want to think about is words that show location. And again, these are just some examples. These aren't words that you have to use, and there's certainly different examples, and you might think of better examples. So some phrases that you might use to show location might be by the, on the, next to, over by. One thing that you could really do is to name the place. So like if in your writing you said I was at school, you could be specific and say West Claremont Middle School. Or if you were going to say I was at the park, you could say I was at Klepper Park, to be really specific to make that location as clear to your reader as possible. And then the third type of transition word that we might want to think about are words that show like connecting of ideas. And these are really important because it just helps our sentences flow a little bit better. And some examples of words that you might use to connect your ideas are words like because, or also, or in addition, or since, or beside. So I'm going to show you in the next video, we're going to look at how we can use these words to revise our writing, just so that you can see a little bit clearer about what we're talking about. And then we're going to invite you to go back into your draft today and find places where you can help make your writing a little clearer to your reader by incorporating some of these phrases.